Veterans Coming Home is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by members of Nashville Public Television.
I met Brandon about 4 years ago through my work with Reboot Combat Recovery. As a civilian, I felt called to try to help veterans restore community and also to rethink traditional healing from combat trauma.
Military life is 100% different than civilian life, and there is no transition period. I feel like it's always put on the veteran. The veteran has to conform back into civilian life, when I believe there needs to be a little bit more compromise to say, hey, you know what, this guy's going to be a little bit different now.
Meaning each side gives a little bit, and I think for us, he's allowed me the freedom to be able to ask questions that I should know the answer to, or vice versa. He'll say something and I will be like, hey man, filter a little bit, like that's a little too strong of a drink for everybody in the room, and he, instead of getting offended, he'd be like, okay, cool, thanks, and we move on.
It took Evan reaching out to me, it took that civilian reaching out to the veteran, because we were wore out.
An attitude of sort of the only person I'll ever be able to relate to, or the only kind of community I'll ever have is that of veterans, and that civilians who have not served won't ever get me or relate to me. If you really think about it, you've just eliminated 99.6% of the population as your friends, colleagues, workers, family members, etc.
It was having a friend like Evan that said, hey man, you want to just come to work with me? And I was just like, what do I wear? What do I do with my hair? And I literally, for a little while, I followed Evan around, and I transitioned. I saw how civilians work. And most of all, I saw how I could take what I learned in the military and apply that into civilian life.
Not everyone is called to fight, but everyone is called to serve. And I think that's a good mantra for civilians, that I may not have been called to pick up a weapon and stand a post, but I am called to serve our nation. And one of the ways I can serve is by being in friendships and getting involved in nonprofits.